Coffee and tea. They're awesome during a fast, they're awesome before a fast, and they're awesome after a fast. But when we start looking at the science, green tea might take the cake. Now, you've seen me talk about green tea during a fast before. It's what I usually would sip on throughout the course of the day. Lots of benefits there. I've done videos on that specifically. But what I want to talk about today is some newer research that's come out surrounding the intestinal villi and how green tea seems to protect our gut a little bit from the breakdown that naturally occurs during a fast. I want to make sure you hit that red subscribe button, please do, and then hit that little bell icon so you can turn on notifications. If you're new to my channel or these videos, we've got all kinds of intermittent fasting content. We're the leading intermittent fasting channel on the internet, so please do hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get into the science for a second. So while you're fasting, it's fairly common knowledge within the research community that your gut mucosal layer breaks down. But what we didn't know until somewhat recently was that your actual intestinal villi atrophy a little bit. Now, the villi are going to be the little let's call them fingers that stick out on your intestinal tract. If you look at a cross-section of your intestines, you've got lots and lots and lots of these little fingers that stick out. And the job of those is to increase the surface area. So when food comes in, rather than having just a clean wall with this much surface area to absorb food, you have ridges that give you tons more surface area. Well, if that villi atrophies, they get smaller, right? That's less surface area. So what we're seeing now is that, okay, during a fast, the villi might atrophy. Now, at least in mice, but it probably is occurring in humans too. It just hasn't been looked at. But don't let that discredit this video. It's still very interesting science. So this research was published in the journal Nutrition. Okay, so they took a look at mice that fasted. They noticed, yes, there was intestinal villi atrophy. But then what they did is they gave them green tea for 7 days after the fast, and they found that it restored the intestinal villi a lot faster. Okay, why? Probably has to do with certain antioxidants that are in the tea. The research hasn't gone deeper, to be completely frank with you, but the antioxidants in some degree are helping that villi restore. Now, interestingly enough, you see similar things happen with vitamin E. Vitamin E helps preserve and restore some of that intestinal villi. But there's a big glaring problem with vitamin E. Well, actually, two glaring problems. You don't want to take it during a fast because it's a fat. That will break a fast. So you can't take it during a fast. It's calories. It's going to break a fast. Okay, but the other side of the equation, and this is a little bit complex, is vitamin E blunts what is called PGC1A. Now, PGC1A is something that's created in your body that helps mitochondrial biogenesis, and it helps essentially your body create its own adaptive response to fasting. The whole idea of fasting is we're getting stronger. Well, if we have PGC1A, basically, let's put it this way. If you have antioxidants coming into your body too heavily during a fast, you're blunting your body's ability to develop its own antioxidants, its own endogenous antioxidants. Vitamin E seems to block endogenous antioxidant production, so you're not reaping as much of the benefit long-term from the fast. Green tea doesn't seem to block the PGC1A like vitamin E does, yet it still has the positive effect on maintaining and restoring that intestinal villi. What's cool is that they found now, if they look a little bit deeper, that consuming green tea prior to a fast, like right when you're embarking on a fast, having a good amount of it, well, that seems to have a preventative effect and prevent the villi from breaking down and support the gut mucosal layer throughout the fast. So it might be a way to be able to fast without as much gut mucosal breakdown. Now, there's some more research that the same research group did but had published in a different study we'll talk about in just a second. Just a quick, by the way, thank you, Ujido Matcha, for supporting this channel. If you guys are interested in a green tea that I would recommend Ujido Matcha down below. They have little single serve packets, so it makes it really easy if you're on the go fasting or if you're traveling, anything like that. Highly recommend them. In my opinion, probably one of the better tasting matcha sets out there. 180-year-old company. These guys have really done it right. So highly recommend that you check them out. They're down below in the description. They do sponsor a lot of content on this channel, so I'm indebted to them and I appreciate them very much for making this content possible. Quite frankly, best way you can support our channel is to support our sponsors. So big thank you to them. Okay, let's take a look at this additional research here. Okay, so we talk about the villi, but the actual mucosal layer is kind of a different story. So the mucosal layer protects our bloodstream from lipopolysaccharides and pathogens that are in the gut. The gut should be its self-contained little hermetically sealed ecosystem with bacteria that's good, bad, ugly, but it belongs there and only there. It doesn't belong in our bloodstream. When the gut mucosal layer breaks down, we have a higher potential for things to leak in. So that would imply that fasting's bad, but no, later on it allows us to restore it better. Turns out, based upon this research, that green tea via the activation of superoxide dismutase, a very powerful antioxidant within the body, and something known as GPX, we actually prevent that breakdown a little bit more. Particularly GPX, which has been associated with rapid rejuvenation, rapid regeneration of the gut. So GPX, this particular antioxidant pathway in the body, is activated with green tea. So yes, we have the benefit of taking it beforehand to preserve the villi, the benefit during to preserve the villi, the benefit after to restore and regenerate the villi, but then we additionally have the benefit of taking it before and during to maintain the integrity of the gut mucosal layer. One would never think that green tea is as powerful of a gut restoration compound as we're looking at right now. It's just really cool stuff. Anyhow, I know I ramble sometimes. It's just my job to bring out good scientific information that we find. So as always, keep it locked in here on my channel. I hope you hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you tomorrow.